Salam sejahtera, anda bersama saya Reza Zulkafli dan ini Niaga AWANI. Kita mulakan Niaga AWANI dengan membincangkan berkenaan pusat membeli-belah di negeri dan juga kawasan yang terkesan dengan PKPB. Ketika ini, menurut laporan Hype.my, ada antara 21 pusat membeli-belah di Lembah Kelang telah memendekkan waktu operasi mereka di tengah PKPB ini. Dalam masa yang sama, segala SOP turut dipatuhi termasuk menempatkan mesin pengimbas suhu dan juga menghadkan jumlah pengguna di dalam sesebuah premis pada satu-satu masa. Menurut laporan di ia memetik Retail Group Malaysia RGM PKPB selama 2 minggu sebelum ini ataupun ketika ini dijangka akan akibatkan kerugian jualan sebanyak 3.4 bilion ringgit. Angka ini dijangka lebih buruk jika PKPB dilanjutkan dan jika angka di Sabah disertakan sekali. Tambah laporan tersebut, Lembah Kelang menyumbang kepada 60% daripada jumlah jualan runcit di Malaysia dan Sabah sekitar 4%. Dalam masa yang sama, RGM turut jangka jualan runcit akan menguncup sekitar 9.3% tahun ini. Dan dengan mengambil kira semua laporan semasa bagaimana belanjawan 2021 boleh bantu tingkatkan jualan runcit di tengah PKPB yang dilanjutkan sehingga awal November dan juga apakah kesannya kepada penyewa, perniagaan dan juga pekerja di pusat membeli belah ini. Untuk membincangkan perkara ini, kita bersama Tan Sri Dato Chiang, Presiden Persatuan Pengurusan Kompleks Malaysia atau Malaysia Shopping Malls Association. Tan Sri juga adalah pengarah Si Hoi Chan Holdings Group dan juga One Utama Shopping Centre. Tan Sri, let's start with One Utama and how retailers and workers are coping with the ongoing reports on Cluster Utama. You have, of course, carried out measures including sanitation. Do you think people's perception has changed for the better?
Well, slowly we can see some improvement this weekend over the last weekend. It is unfortunate that the cluster was named after us. Actually, most of the cases in that cluster were hostels in buildings that is around Bandar Utama. So, unfortunately, it was noted as a Utama cluster, when most of the cases are outside One Utama per se. Yeah.
You've mentioned that it has customers or consumers have returned to One Utama last weekend. In terms of the percentage of foot traffic, is there a major increase?
Well, it is visibly evident, but because of the existing low traffic of about 10 to 12%, last weekend I would say we got about 15 to 18%.
And do you foresee malls like One Utama and other malls in the Klang Valley spending more for marketing and promotion to attract customers and to maybe improve this perception? And will this add on to their operating costs?
Well, actually, after the MCO, foot traffic was building very well, up to about 80-90% throughout the country. Unfortunately, with the CMCO, the traffic has suddenly dropped to about 10-15%. Basically, also because during the weekdays, most malls depend on office workers shopping. Because of the work from home, this traffic has reduced. Over the weekend, most of the shoppers come out to do the essential shopping and stay away from the mall for outing purposes. So this is where the scenario is at the moment.
You mentioned that foot traffic is now reduced to around 10 to 15%. Does this is this a reflection of the figure to the losses in sales currently?
Yes, sales have been also, of course, reflective of the foot traffic coming in. Before September, up to September, I think people were reporting about 60-70% sales. But now, because the traffic has dropped so much, sales would have come down as well in line with the foot traffic.
Tan Sri, we know currently with the CMCO, malls and retail outlets are currently also affected. Tell us with regards to the drop in foot traffic for malls in the Klang Valley.
Well, of course, Klang Valley is most impacted because of the CMCO. I will come back to your question about promotion and whatnot. I think it will take time to build back confidence, but the best form of promotion that has been tested worldwide is the government giving out cash vouchers or the malls giving out cash vouchers. At One Utama, we did a cash voucher in June or July, and we found that the value of the cash vouchers redeemed attracted a sale of 7 times the value of the cash voucher. So it's a very effective way of promoting visitations to the mall.
And besides cash vouchers, what other measures or marketing and promotion activities do you think would be, can the government help and announce in Belanjawan 2021?
I think the most important part is for the government to help us build back confidence. I think the MOH decision not to announce the establishment that have a COVID victim is a very good move, because it does not stigmatize the premises and it does not cause unnecessary panic and unnecessary misunderstanding. Unfortunately, with this third wave, COVID victim can be anywhere, from anywhere and anywhere. That's a problem. So we have to try and build confidence back. With regards to the Belanjawan, for instance, the rental relief, the 2 conditions that only for SMEs and it must be more than 30%. I think these 2 conditions could be relaxed because not all retailers are SMEs, and all retailers, whether SME or everybody this round is hurt. So we should be able to assist all these retailers irrespective of their size. The smaller guys hurt more, the big guys also hurt as this is back. So this condition probably should be relaxed. The 30% minimum threshold for rental rebate should also be relaxed, because different tenants require different help. Some need 70%, some need 10%. So to encourage the landlord or help the landlord to give such rental rebate, we try to tailor it to the needs of the tenant. And if you put the threshold 30%, a lot of people would not be able to enjoy consideration of rent rebates. The other one is that at present moment, the government has given us what they call tax relief for the rebates, the rental rebates given by landlords. This is not very effective. I think the more effective one is, we hope that whatever rental rebates we give, rental reductions we give, it becomes a tax rebate when we do our final accounting.
What's the pressure on tenants and also workers of these tenants right now? Have any workers been retrenched, and have tenants? Have you heard of reports of tenants pulling out from the malls?
Well, yes, of course, there are closures of some retailers. We have suffered through about 7 months, 8 months of poor sales and poor business, and this third wave, unfortunately, has come at a time when the patient is already weak. So the impact this time is more devastating than the last 7 months. So we hope that the Belanjawan will help us pull through, help the retailers especially pull through, so that to avoid retrenchment.
And Tan Sri, you mentioned that this time around is a bit different from the ones that we had earlier, the MCO and the subsequent MCOs that we had earlier. Tell us more about what is happening this time as opposed to the ones that we had the last time.
Well, this time, like I said, we are in a weakened position, so any more impact is more impactful in that sense. But we started off with actually the CMCO that is more painful. We started off with some uncertainties. For instance, what is work from home? So a lot of people started to work from home, so their chances of coming out to the shopping center has been reduced a lot. And also, 2 persons per table kind of restriction make it very, very uncomfortable for people to come because it sends a signal that it is not safe to come out. So I think Malaysia is commendable. Our control of COVID has been very exemplary. Our numbers are very small relatively, and this time, even with the third wave, they are all confined to different clusters, which is not related to the general public and not related to the general business environment. So I think we need some clarity here. If the government can help to explain that most of it are clustered in hostels, for instance, that kind of thing, then the general public will have a better understanding that it is not really that dangerous to go around. Especially in the shopping center, we are proud to say that we can safely say that our control environment in the shopping center, where there's a lot of now sanitation and cleaning, all the aircon systems are now filtered very well with UV light controls. The indoor environment, air environment, is much better than even the outside air. We can safely say that. So actually, the aircon condition of a mall is much safer than actually walk down the street.
And Tan Sri, share with us, as an association, what comments, grievances have you received so far from your members besides the one that we mentioned earlier?
Well, of course, everybody is going through this survival and recovery stage, and whatever we can. Most of the issues we receive from our members is clarity of what you can do and what you can't do. So as long as we can get quick clarification of uncertainties, it will help a lot. And also, we hope that the government in this Belanjawan can give us some incentives to help us pull through. Yeah.
But what about this perception that malls are for atas people, for posh people? Is that correct? And with that, maybe the allocation in Belanjawan 2021 should go to the smaller retailers. What do you have to say to that?
No, absolutely. It's wrong to say shopping malls are atas. Actually, there are of course different shopping malls, but most of the shopping malls are to serve the local public. And one thing about our culture is that going to a shopping mall is an outing. It's a family outing. It's an outing with friends. It's a socializing avenue. So it is a place which is in the old times would have been your town square. This is now, the town square has been moved into an air-conditioned, comfortable, clean environment. So actually it is serving 99% of the public, general public. The luxury mall has their own market. A lot of them are in city centers, and a lot of them are targeting the atas people, of course, and also tourism. Mm-hmm. So, but 99% of the shopping malls serve the 99% of the population.
And of course, they also employ the local population, right?
Yeah, of course. Actually, the amount of people that the shopping mall industry employ is actually quite very big numbers. I was surprised myself because when I did my COVID test for all the staff of One Utama, the number of direct employed staff of the tenants plus my mall was 6,000 over people. This is not counting the indirect contracted outsourced service providers like cleaners and guards and maintenance people. So if you multiply it by the number of shopping malls, the people employed in the whole chain must be is in the millions. Although direct employment of staff by the mall management is about 70,000, but the retailers plus all the suppliers, it will be millions. Yeah.
Tan Sri, lastly, Tan Sri, let's talk about clarity. I know the last time the government announced the extension of the CMCO to another 2 weeks was done slightly maybe a day or 2 days before. Do you hope that the government could announce the next extension or the end of the CMCO a bit faster? What do you hope for that to also happen?
Well, everything, if there's certainty, it helps to make decisions, from the shopper to come out shopping, or the workers who go to office to work, or even the retailers who open their shopping premises. So the earlier notice we have, the better. And we are all praying that this time there will be no more extension.
On that note, thank you very much Tan Sri Dato Teo Chiang, Presiden Persatuan Pengurusan Kompleks Malaysia ataupun Malaysia Shopping Malls Association, bincangkan berkenaan dengan sektor peruncitan pusat membeli-belah dan juga kesannya kepada ataupun kesan PKPB ini kepada pusat membeli-belah ini, juga harapan dalam belanjawan 2021. Kita akan berhenti berehat seketika, kembali selepas ini.